I mean, I like 5. Right? Search for David Yeager. Because it's weird, but it's bloody.
So bloody.
Yeah.
In the best way.
But, I gotta go with number 4.
Hatcherman lives?
Yeah.
Nice choice. Killed in a prank gone wrong. Mechanic David Yeager comes back every year on the day after Halloween. On All Saints' Day, Hatchetman takes his revenge.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. Before we begin, just want to remind you to like, subscribe, follow wherever you listen to us so you don't miss any episodes or bonus stuff that we do. I'm Sandra.
I'm Karlee, and happy Halloween, y'all!
Happy Halloween!
If you celebrate Halloween, I know some people
If you don't, why Halloween. Are you listening to a supernatural podcast?
If you don't acknowledge Halloween, no, because
I know.
Mexicans have Day of the Dead.
The Day of the Dead. Yeah. But that's
so
all.
If you don't acknowledge the pagan festival of Samhain or the commercial festival of Halloween, Happy Tuesday.
My husband would have words with you.
It,
My husband would have words with you. Why do you not celebrate Halloween? Because that is his favorite holiday.
People are allowed to celebrate different things. Edward,
really?
Stop that.
Tell him that.
Don't get American on me now. Don't get American on me now. We're too deep into this for me to cut you off.
Tell him that.
Okay. Well, happy Tuesday. Happy Halloween. Happy Ted's favorite holiday, y'all. It's a theme episode, is what we're trying to say. It's a theme episode. You know we love a theme episode. And we pondered what to do for this one because I don't think we actually did anything for Halloween last year. Did we do anything for Halloween last year?
I don't think so.
I also don't think so. We're so professional and prepared, guys. Look, it's year 2. Okay, we're setting up new traditions. It's fine. It's fine. We were new podcasters last year. We're professional podcasters this year. So it's a theme episode, and we pondered what to do because the whole of Supernatural is like one giant Halloween horror. So what episode could we possibly pick that would be Halloween themed? So we decided that we would actually go with Sandra's favorite Monster of the Week episode, Mint Condition, which actually I think it might take place over Halloween. I think it does take place on Halloween, but a lot of episodes take place on Halloween. You know, that's just being on Halloween is not enough of a reason to be included in this theme episode, I think.
I only think there's only 2 Halloween episodes that happen on Halloween, I think. It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester.
Oh, yeah.
From season 4. And I think this one. I don't think there's another one that actually falls on Halloween, which, again, they don't have to because it's a supernatural, just everything's kind of Halloween, like, you know, even though they disagree on that, about that kind of thing. But I think it's only the second one, but somebody can let us know if that's not the case and we're wrong. Yes. I think the only other close to Halloween thing would be the pilot, right? Where when it starts off, they're dressed up for Halloween. Sam and Jess.
Party.
I think that's pretty much it. So
I don't think he's dressed up for Halloween.
No, he isn't. She is.
He looks very much like Sam Classic. But
yes.
She's dressed up for Halloween. She looks super cute in her nurse's outfit. After some back and forth, we were like, okay, well, let's just do Sandra's favorite Monster of the Week because it was actually like a good Monster of the Week episode.
It's great.
It wasn't like mine, it wasn't my cop out of, oh no, the humans are the real monsters. It was an actual Monster of the Week. So we both rewatched this week season 14, episode 4, Mint Condition, which is the Hatchet Man episode. And we made notes, and they're extensive. So we will try not to keep you here for a year and a day. Sandra's got links to the fandom page for Mint Condition. And Sandra has a lovely section here that is, wait, I've seen you on Supernatural before, which is fucking awesome, and we should keep that in. So Stuart, the actor who played Stuart, who is the main kind of victim.
He's in the cold open. Yeah.
He's the main kind of victim in this episode. He played a kid who got his soul sucked out of him in season 9, Mother's Little Helper. I can't even remember what that episode is.
I remember
And the Mara episode?
It's an Abaddon episode. It does the flashback in the convent that shows Abaddon with Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Winchester.
Yeah.
Misha directed that episode. It's got a great scene of Dean playing pool. Oh my God. But yeah, there's that in that too.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
So there's
Fair
that.
enough.
And
so we've seen that actor before. And who's the other one?
So the actress is Sam. She's the co-owner of the comic book store. She was the little sister in season 1's episode of Bloody Mary. So we've got 13 years difference for one and 5 years difference for another. So yeah, I just thought that was great. They tend to recycle actors, but that was a big span of time for, I think her name is Genevieve on Supernatural. I thought that was so cute. I was like, I know her. She looks familiar. Ted just goes, oh God, here we go. And I just like, my favorite Monster of the Week episode, good reason. I thought it was a great break from the overarching plot of the season. And it's just lots of fun. And yeah, it's one of my favorite pretty much episodes just in general. I just think it's just a fun episode to watch. So.
But this episode, it opens in a comic book store. It's a cold open. It opens in a comic book store. So I just watched the episode and just put down my thoughts. Sandra has a little bit more thought to hers. Mine is just a list. You know, she's bringing tables back, guys. This is not a table, but tables are coming back regardless. So we're in the comic book store. So my first thought was, I have a healthy love for collectible figurines and 80s style slasher fix. You know, like, I respect the artistry. But not my favorite thing, but I respect the artistry. You know, like, I would argue with someone who tried to tell me that Nightmare on Elm Street was not a classic, for example, but it's not ranking a top 50 favorite movies list ever. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
But that life-size statue in the store, that can fuck right off. Absolutely not. Categorically no. And I've dated people who were really heavily into like collectible figurines and stuff. Again, I appreciate the artistry. I appreciate the interest. Not a fucking thing though. No, absolutely not. My next thought, Stuart is stealing. He's stealing. He like unboxes a Panthro from Thundercats toy and decides that he's just going to take it. So he's stealing. But also, he's real fucking jumpy in the comic book store. He's the only one there. He's closing up and he's real jumpy. And I don't feel like it ever fully explains why he's so jumpy, because as we find out later in the episode, he's stolen buttloads of stuff. Why would he be so weird and jumpy? So I just commented, I was like, why is he so jumpy?
So
I just thought it was strange.
I was watching it again, and I think I was paying a little bit more attention to his performance too. You definitely get the difficulty with social, you know, like that kind of like in the communication part of him. I felt like it came out a little bit more for me when I was really like watching the actor. It was just more apparent to me. I think I was paying more attention rather than just like, come on, get on with it. I want to see the boys kind of situation. So yeah, I thought the actor did a really good job in a couple of handful of scenes that he was in. Like you really just kind of like you kind of feel like, oh, you know, dude, you're kind of make, you know, like he's making life hard for him, you know, and it's like, but he doesn't really, I think, know the best way, you know, to handle certain situations. And even the chat with Sam on the phone, you know, I think that there's that, you could sense that friendship and, you know, wanting to make things work kind of a situation. And so kind of like there for each other, but that communication part, I think was a little more apparent to me.
Yeah, it was good. It was. So my comment for the actual conversation, because Sam, who is another one of the people that we find out later owns the comic book store, she calls him up and she's like, why have you yelled at the customer and called them, and starts quoting from Yelp. And he justifies this by saying that the customer was saying that he couldn't beat up Superman if he had kryptonite gloves. And I love a good superhero debate. Okay, as long as I know the superhero, and I do only know like the main ones that have been in movies. Like I'm not particularly au fait with comic books. I'll debate you on superheroes all day long, right? Come and tell me that Batman's a superhero. No, he ain't. Neither is Iron Man. Fight me in the comments, guys. They are not. But I wouldn't take on Superman. All right, even with kryptonite gloves, I just don't think any superhero argument can be made where you're like, I could totally beat Superman. I just don't think you could. Don't think you could.
Yeah.
So
my only like revert back to the comic book store intro was I really enjoyed all the supernatural Easter eggs they stuck in the TV ad from past episodes. Like they had Route 666, the racist truck, they had Hollywood Babylon, the cabin, and some other different things like that. They just kind of peppered in. I felt like they didn't need to use any other clips from any other show. They could have just used everything. Everything was from Supernatural at some point. They made that ad with. It was cute. It was very cute.
Yep. I'm fully with you there. So Stuart takes his stolen figurine home and he takes it out of the box, which I'm led to believe by people that I know is what you don't do with figurines because it diminishes the value. You leave them in the box. They're worth more. Whatever. I think that things should be taken out and played with and displayed and things like that. But collectible people disagree with me on that, so that's fine. And the Panthro figurine comes to life. And my comment on that was, this episode, all of it, is basically all of my fears about mascots and things made flesh. I hate things like that. Like, I was taken to Disney as a small child. Paris, not America. My family weren't that rich. And I remember my mum getting endlessly annoyed and frustrated with me that I wouldn't go and ask the characters for like autographs and take photos of them. But they terrified me. I was so scared of them. And I remain like, I'm a grown up and I can keep my shit together. But don't ask me to go stand next to like a sports mascot or, you know, anything like that. It really makes me uncomfortable. I hate it. So no. And then like, there's the full size figurine of David Yeager in the store that I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
And then the Panthro figurine comes to life and like, this is why I don't have figurines in my house. I have one figurine. It is the Funko Pop of Balrog from Lord of the Rings. And I was side-eyeing it while I was watching this episode. Just in case it decided to fuck about. Because it would have found out.
Yeah. The special effects were real. Like, the special effects alone just for Panthro, like, I wish that it was like that level of like special effects for the majority of Supernatural, because I thought that was really great. Like him coming to life and all of that was just really good. And then him like jumping into the camera like before it like went out, like that was all. It was just all really great. But yeah, I've got the same thing about, even though I have a lot of figurines in my office, dolls, the weird little things like that. Like I know I had a lot of that growing up, and then every once in a while it just has a creep factor. Supernatural does a good job though of creeping you out on occasion when it comes to stuff like that.
Playthings, specifically playthings with all the dolls. No. So after the cold open, we get the Supernatural opening, which was actually, I thought it was really cool with like the sort of like teal fire and the angel wings and stuff. It was good. And we cut to Dean in his room in the bunker. He's surrounded by food and comfort, by which I mean there are wrappers and boxes and empty bottles everywhere. It's so gross. But he's clearly, this is the first episode after Michael has left Dean's like vessel. So he's clearly just like wrapping himself up in comfort. And I love that. But it do make me sad.
Yeah.
It do make me sad.
I wrote that it's, I did write that it was sad because Dean's been isolated and he's hiding out. There's too many hunters in the bunker, He makes a point of saying to Sam, it's a house full of strangers, and we were just talking about this.
Pain with that.
We were just talking about this in another episode that we just did. It kind of gives you an indication of how different Sam and Dean view the bunker. It's Dean's home. Sam sees it for functionality.
It's a base.
Yeah, it's a base. That's not how Dean sees it. And it was sad to see. Like I like seeing him, all those things too. And he looks very nice, just laid out on the bed, eating pizza, greasing himself up. So it was it was good. They have great interactions together in the scene.
Great line. So. Oh my God. It's like a dolphin's belly. And I love the fact that is the, like my accent is not like I cannot do a passable impression of
Yeah.
it. But he really like puts emphasis on the belly part of it, and it's like it's one of those very few instances where you can tell that it's Jensen, not Dean.
Yeah.
That I really like.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like it has to do. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was gonna go back to the episode. So you tell me what is it? What is it?
No, I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that he's like on his tummy too, and like he's got a mouthful of pizza. She's like dolphin's belly, like a dolphin's belly. He's definitely just like relaxed,
he's living his best life.
Yeah, or trying to relax himself as best as he can.
Yeah. So I just had a couple of comments. Dean is watching All Saints Day on the TV, and as we're watching, there's a guy who sticks his arm up into a vending machine to try and get the candy bar. And Hatchet Man, the slasher in the slasher movie, comes and like smashes an axe through his leg, and he's like, ah! And I'm like, you deserve to have that vending machine fall on you. Like, that is how you deserve to die. You didn't even deserve to be hacked to death by the villain of this movie. Don't put your arm in a vending machine, idiot.
Yeah.
But the David Yeager in the movie is quite creepy. I'm not a fan. But then he has like weird taglines that make him uncreepy. But you know,
slice it,
whatever. Time to slice it. We all do bad things sometimes. Like, I want to watch All Saints Day to get the lore of this slasher villain. It was a prank. He was a mechanic. There was a prank gone wrong, and they kicked the car on him, and he died. And then suddenly he's
that's
back with
just
taglines
supernatural.
like,
That's supernatural stuff. Like, there was a scene. I swear to God, that's all from like different supernatural cold opens. Under like the guy that was underneath the car.
Yeah.
That's from a supernatural, like a cold open. I swear they didn't need to do anything, but just bullshit.
Yeah, they didn't need to rip anything off from real life. It was they could make it all from the supernatural assets, as it were. But this, like a comment that I had made, this episode, but specifically this case, is very much feels like a gift from Sam to Dean. He cannot fix all the things that Michael did while wearing Dean's face. And he can't fix the way that Dean feels about a house full of strangers, or, you know, the fact that they don't know where Michael is and all the bad shit that's happened. But by God, he could take him to a comic book shop and just let him nerd out over it. You know, he could be like, I found a ghost into the comic book shop. It's going to be freaking sweet. Yeah. It just feels like Sam gifting to Dean in the only way he knows Dean will accept, like the equivalent of a care package, you know. But like, instead of chocolate and hot water balls, he's like, you want to kill something that's wearing a nerdy thing that you like? We can go kill some stuff that's wearing nerdy things that you like.
It's Thundercats, though. Like, his expression when he's like, Thundercats?
Yes. Thundercats. It's very much with none of the sass, but when it's early seasons when they first fight a werewolf, and Dean's like loading up the silver bullets, and then Sam leans in and goes, afterwards we can go to Disneyland. You know, it's very that, but with none of the actual sarcasm that it's meant with. Sam's just like, comic books and stuff, and you like Thundercats, you know, it's a care package of a case. I love it. Sandra jumps right ahead to a little bit later in the episode, but Sam and Dean are walking down the street. They're going to go in the comic book to try and find Stuart. And there's a bunch of kids, and they're all dressed up, and they walk past Sam and Dean, and they go, boo! And Sam does the fakest, ever. And I love it. I love it. Because there's so many layers to that. Because I'm just like, that's a tired dad who is used to going, I'm watching. When the kids are like, dad, look. And then they just like stand on one leg. Yeah. Or, you know, do something really stubborn. And you're like, oh, that's amazing. That was the vibe I got from it. Like, Sam wants nothing to do with these small children dressed up, but you have to acknowledge it. And he gives the hands as well, which is so cute. It's so cute. They go in the comic book store. They're looking around. Dean's having like a big old nerd fest. Yeah. And then he's like, the girl who is working the counter in the comic book shop is also called Samantha. So Dean's like, hey, look, it's you. Same hair. And then they're like, Sam copies her by tucking his hair behind his ear, which is super fucking cute. You know, like, you're nerds. And so Sam's revenge is then to point out this kid who is called Dirk, who is kind of like nerdy, geeky looking, and is like has a lollipop that Dean also has. A lollipop. And he's like, No, wait, what would you call it?
A lollipop.
Is it a lollipop? Okay.
We don't call
Cool.
it a
I don't know.
sucker. No. Are you thinking sucker?
Okay, thank fuck for
No,
yes, that's what I was
no.
thinking.
Lollipop.
Fuck for that.
Lollipop.
Lollipop. Well, I don't know. I'd call something like
Somebody
an
might
ice
call it
lolly.
a sucker, but ice lolly, no. Oh, do you mean like
No, yeah, you'd call it a popsicle, but I'd call it an ice lolly.
okay.
I was
yeah.
like, I didn't know if you had like another name for it.
No, I would call it a lollipop. Lollipop.
Okay, well, yeah, lollipop. They both have lollipops. So Sam's like, "Hey, look, it's you," and he's like, "Shut up." And then he sees the life-size statue of David Yeager, and he's like, "Oh God!" And the kid, Dirk, is like, "Oh, you touch it, it talks." And he's like, "How much money? I need this. How much money? I will buy this now." And it's like, "Not for sale. Shut up." And then like they bond. It's cute.
Yeah.
But we find out that Stuart is not in the comic book store, so they go to Stuart's house.
Back up, rewind just a second, because comic book store.
Oh no, yeah.
So
wait.
First of all, I love that they're dressed up as something different. Insurance adjusters, not feds.
Oh yeah, no, you have a whole section. Sorry,
no. Very cute. They're very cute and geeky. I love Sam's little pocket protector.
That's fucking weird. That.
Oh, but it's so cute. It's just he just fulfills it so well. And then, so in the comic store, there's a scene where Dean's at the forefront, Sam's behind it. Behind Sam, there's a poster from House of Wax, which is a Jared movie. And then there's a mannequin wearing a Red Hood outfit, where Jensen had voiced a character in Batman under the Red Hood. So I like those two little Easter eggs. Also,
didn't clock them.
Later on,
I'm blind.
I swear to God, I've got pictures in my notes.
I saw it. I scrolled down. Yeah.
I was like, is this the same freaking outfit that Jensen's wearing? Yep. I think it is. Yep. And it was just like, oh, this is so great. And Jensen looks amazing dressed up as Red Hood in this Halloween situation. So I'm pretty sure this all happened around the same time for Halloween. So set design, field day with this episode. It was glorious. I just love the comic book store. I thought it was just so great. There's so many things. I'm sure there's more Easter eggs in there that I didn't pick up on. It was a great scene.
You picked up on more than me. And also, Sandra draws attention to it in the next section, but I drew attention to it here. Sam is wearing short sleeves, no jackets. Just a short sleeve white shirt. No, it might not be. No, it is white. It might not be.
Sam is blue. He's got a blue shirt.
Blue shirt. And Dean's wearing a white shirt that has long sleeves, but he's rolled them up to his elbows. They're naked. They're practically naked, guys.
No, Karlee.
Winchesters.
I'm watching the episode right now as we talk.
Oh.
They are short sleeves. They are not rolled up at all. They are short sleeve shirts, which adds to the geekiness. They are short sleeves.
Yeah. In that photo, in that Instagram post that you've grabbed, it looks short sleeve, but I don't know. For some reason, I just thought it was rolled up. But yeah, no, they're both in short sleeves. That is like Winchester naked. Okay. That's fully Winchester naked. It's amazing.
I feel like they're wearing undershirts because otherwise their nipples would poke through because they both have perky nipples, but they've got to be wearing undershirts under there. But in my brain, I want to think, no,
I feel like
they're not.
I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good manners if you're wearing a white shirt to wear an undershirt anyway, because white is iffy.
Oh, I know.
But Sam could have got away without an undershirt, but
I would like to think differently. I would like to think differently.
Yeah. I am also with you that they're wearing nothing under those shirts. It's single layer Winchesters, baby. They leave the comic book store and they get in the dress for Stuart and they go to Stuart's house. Also, actually, I had commented, I don't know if you saw this, Dean looks great in this episode.
He does,
His
doesn't
Dean hair is on point. And y'all know how I feel about Dean Winchester's five haircuts. But I think it's because we're just literally coming off the back of him being Michael possessed, who styled Dean's hair very differently. But it's just, it's so good. It looks so good. Hair and makeup took extra time to make him look extra
and the
deep
glasses,
for this episode.
The little glasses he's wearing.
No. Controversial opinion. I don't like Jensen in glasses.
I love it. I don't want to see it all the time, but when he does it, I'm like, oh.
I know that Jensen, the human being, the actor, used to wear glasses until he had laser eye surgery on his eyeballs. Obviously, where else would you have eye surgery? And I know that he did used to wear glasses, and I'm sure if I tried, I could probably dig up some pictures. But as someone who has worn glasses since before they were 2 years old, I hate them.
I don't.
hate them.
I wear them all the time, but I just love Jensen and Dean.
I just
looks so cute.
I always think if I see people who don't wear glasses normally, like I don't hate everyone that wears glasses. I hate them on my face. But that's because I've never seen my face without glasses because I can't see because I got my fucking glasses on. You know?
You know what I think it is too, though? I think it's because you're like, Dean is fully committing. Like Dean bought a pair of glasses with no prescription in them to do this. Like it's his dress up. It's his like full out dress up getting into the thing. So I like that. He just
because I feel the same way when they wear glasses to see hellhounds as well. If it's someone yeah, I know. And I hate it. If it's someone that doesn't wear glasses normally and then they put glasses on for an outfit, I hate it. And I don't know if that's because I'm mad because I feel like I'm being mocked. Because I
always have to. Yeah.
Or just because I think that glasses, I don't think they make me unattractive, but I do wish that I could see. So I don't know. Glasses for fashion never sit right with me.
Well, I just think he's just committing to the fact that, you know, this is a dude that needs glasses. And he's wearing glasses. Like he's thought about this. Like, no, I think my guy's going to wear glasses. He didn't have to do that. He did. And it's cute.
No, not a fan. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've just seen one of your next comments. All right. So they're sitting at the table waiting for Stuart to come up from his mum's basement. How cliche! And he comes up, sort of yelling and screaming, and he's like shouting about things. And Sam's like translating to Dean because Dean's like, "What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?"
Does he say like, "Why do you know that?" Or like, "Why do you know that?"
Why do you know that? Yeah, like MIRL, like meet in real life. What's Fortnite? What is this? What is that? And I love the fact that Dean is the nerd of the pair. Like he's into all the nerdy comic books and statues and things. But Sam is like a bona fide geek, you know. And it's a subtle distinction, but it's there. Yeah, I really like it.
Aww.
And anyway, Sandra comments, "You like Stuart's special
makeup? The little claw is so adorable." It's adorable and terrifying at the same time. It's just like they could have just put a scratch, but they put like a little claw there. And I think they put like a bite mark on the other side. I'm looking at it now. Like it looks like that's where he dug into him. Like it's scary, but it's like it's attention to detail that I don't think they always get right. And I feel like everything worked in this episode for some reason. Like it just everything was working right. I see your comment now.
I also like the makeup because Stuart is one of the very few people on Supernatural that survives the cold opening. Makes it. The Panthro figurine was not strong enough to kill him, so he survives. So he's all like beaten up and stuff, and it's cute. But he gets mad. They're asking him about what happened, and he's like, "I made it up. The video is fake. You should leave." He kicks them out, and Dean pulls on the most hideous jacket.
I love this jacket. I love this jacket.
I hate it.
The fit on him, and just for some reason the material.
I couldn't even see any of that. I couldn't even see how well it fitted. I hated it so much.
It fits him so well. Like the pants, the jacket.
No,
it's all just so good. I love the jacket. I love the jacket on him. Absolutely love the jacket. Again, it shouldn't work. I think Dean makes it work. Dean makes it work. He does. Even the tie doesn't go with it, but it does. It all goes.
You
can keep saying no, but I disagree. I love it.
So
I love it.
Just for the comparison and our notes here, Sandra's note reads, "OMG, Dean's green jacket and khaki pants. I love this outfit." And my note reads, "God, that fucking suit jacket is vile." Ditto Sam's jacket, actually. Bring back single layer Winchesters, because Sam has this like
members only. I thought that was cute too. I called it a members only jacket. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
Thought it was cute on him.
I don't know. Sam seems to favor jackets that when he puts his hands in his pocket makes his elbows stick out at a really unnatural angle, which is it's weird. I don't like it. If you're gonna have pockets there, I want it to be like a hoodie where I can like bury my hands on my wrists and like pull my arms back into my sides.
Okay.
Sam doesn't favor jackets that do that. He likes his elbows out, and I hate it. I hate the color of the jacket, and I hate the fit of the jacket, and the fucking tweed jacket needs to be burned. I am not a fan of the outer layer of the Winchesters.
I love these. I love these outfits. These are like so cute. They're just great. I love them. So very different.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned it there as well. So they go and they sit
from
in the
fed
car.
suits. You know, I like that they just went totally off fed suits.
That was nice. Yeah. That they weren't pretending to be feds. They're pretending to be insurance people, and they're just like. I think Dean had a hand in that. Dean was like, "Why would the feds be interested in a comic book when nobody died? Shut up, we're going in as insurance people." But they sit in the car, and they're contemplating Stuart saying that the video was fake, and he didn't know it'd go viral. So Sam's reading the comments, and they see Stuart's mum come out of the house and go like to her car, and then they both kind of look at each other and just really awkwardly like. Slump down into the seats to hide. Yeah. And it's so weird and awkward, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
And then they like sit back up and Sam's like reading comments. And Sam stumbles over the word bitch. He like goes bit and stops, and Dean goes, right, ends with an itch. And Sam's like, yep. And I know that they can say bitch on the show because one of Dean's catchphrases is son of a bitch. But what makes it even funnier is that Sam stops and stumbles over the word, and in the next line, Dean says dick.
Yeah.
It's not even like a couple of minutes later. It's the next line. And I'm like, what weird censorship happened here? What was this? It wasn't funny. Like HE double hockey sticks is funny. If someone says that to me, that makes me laugh. But B with an itch is it wasn't funny. It was just odd.
Was it the context of it because of how he was going to say it?
I don't know. It struck me that they had opted to censor the word bitch, and then Dean in the next line
uses dick,
says dick.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. So they go to the hospital. Stuart gets. Oh no! Yeah. Stuart gets attacked by a flying chainsaw and gets the chainsaw lands in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster, which is very funny. And then the next thing that we see is, and bear in mind, it's a chainsaw, guys, a chainsaw used for felling trees. And he comes out with this itty bitty little scratch on his side.
Get that? Did it just like the teeth just go boop? Like they just nicked him as he just did that?
It's great, a little bit. There is entirely not enough blood for the kind of wound that a chainsaw would inflict on someone. But anyway,
I've got to interject because I'm watching it now. With them in the car, I love this director. There's so many close-ups of Dean's face, and it's just he's so pretty in that scene. Like his face is just front and center. Really, really, really pretty. Really pretty. But then yes, Dean goes in to the house after Stuart comes out screaming. Sam's doing some great first aid, I'm sure, that we don't see. And Dean's following the trail of blood. And then, yes, the chainsaw goes right past Dean into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster that's on the wall. But there's a lot of creeping around with Dean in a really, really great jacket.
I will not be drawn into this again. It's a horrible jacket, and that is my final word on it. You can have as many words on it as you want. I will not be swayed from this opinion.
Okay, no, you don't have to be swayed. No, I'm just gonna interject that it's a really great jacket again.
It's like it's a really good jacket. And so they, I'm assuming fucking stellar first aid, and they take Stuart to the hospital. So they're in the hospital, and Dean's gonna stay with Stuart in the hospital, and Sam's gonna go back and try and find. They think it's a witch, so they're gonna look for some hex bags. No, they've changed their mind. They thought it was a witch, but Dean scans the house for hex bags while Sam is doing epic first aid on Stuart, who does not regain consciousness for the rest of the episode. It's the easiest acting gig this kid's ever had. He's just lying in bed. He's even allowed to breathe. He doesn't have to fake being dead.
Oh gosh. Oh,
So
boy.
Sam goes back to the house, and he's kind of like creeping around in the dark. And Sandra comments that she thinks he looks cute in his members only jacket. I disagree. I commented that Sam kind of like double takes and jumps at the Panthro toy,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like sort of like smiles and laughs at himself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. And then we've got Dirk. Dirk appears at the hospital, which is the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're kids, but he looks like a kid from the
Yeah.
comic book store that like geeked out with Dean over the Hatchet Man, the David Yeager statue, and he just kind of turns up and he's like, "He's my friend. I'm watching out for him," and I think it's adorbs.
And I like their bonding over the horror movies is very sweet. I think it's cute when you watch Dean, like he's totally geeking out with him, but like he's also like turning around to make sure like nobody sees him geeking out. It's like, I was like, okay, well, I still need to maintain some level of coolness and not let somebody see that I'm geeking out.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
And
he's so cute in this.
He's so cute. As someone who actually does that with like movie quotes, and I will quote like, don't get me started on Lord of the Rings, because I will just quote after quote after quote Lord of the Rings at you and The Hobbit. So when when Dean and Dirk do the after a prank gone rough bit in there and sing and stuff, I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Yeah. I love it.
Again, this is just like happy. This is like weirdly happy Dean, like in these moments. And it's just the cutest. It's just the cutest.
And then he ruins it. And then Dean ruins it because they're like geeking out over the movie and it's all good. And then he's like, I just like knowing that the bad guys wouldn't win.
Yeah.
That's just sad. That makes me sad.
Yeah. But again, like that's his happy place are those horror movies, where he knows that's how things are supposed to work out. And that's what brings him comfort. Again, that's why he was watching those movies, it brings him comfort. He's a little muffin. Switching, I can't remember if I'm still in order, but switching back, Sam goes to the comic book store because I think they must have figured out that it's a ghost, or they're going to go check for EMF or something. Mm-hmm. Anyway, our Sam is in the comic book store with girl Sam, Samantha. Mm-hmm. And he's got his EMF meter and it's going crazy. He's trying to figure out what it is. And she's like, what is that? And he's like, the carbon monoxide detector. And she's like, is that a problem? And he's like, oh yeah. It's just, he's so incredibly uncomfortable with like, being observed doing this, because normally they've had time to sit somebody down and go, okay, ghosts are real and blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, what is that though? And he's just like you see him like hunching in on himself going, carbon monoxide detector. I was so tempted to, I really wanted to go back and watch, and I probably will, the season 1 episode of Bloody Mary and just watch, because I think there's like one scene of the two of them together. And I just want to see how different they both look and are with each other, like, from season 1 to season 14. I just think that I meant to do that last night and I forgot. So I'll do that again. That's probably maybe tonight. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, they've been in an episode together 14 years ago. I was just like, I just wanted to see that. Just want a comparison. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've got the EMF, the glass behind Samantha, girl Sam, is going all frosty. There's a ghost, which conveniently comes. It possesses. You possessing an inanimate object? I don't know. It's in the Hatchet Man statue. Yeah. Possesses the Hatchet Man statue, who immediately KOs Sam. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because it's whoever directed it, like, fumbled that scene a little bit, because you can see Jared force the role. Like, it doesn't look natural, because of the way the angle changes. Mm-hmm. So this guy just like backhands Sam like under the chin, and like it sends him backwards, and then you see Jared like force the roll that sends him crashing into the cabinets, and then he's KO'd. So we get yet again, I'll never complain about this, another beautiful
image of Sam. He's like, his eyes are closed and his hair's all smooshed over his face because he gets KO'd all the time. All of the time. And it's cute. And then we come back to Sam. I don't think we go back to Dean. Or if we do, we go back to Dean and Dirk still just nerding out over the movie. But we come back to Sam, who regains consciousness, and we think maybe Samantha girl Sam has been killed or kidnapped. Nope, she's hiding around the corner. She's on the floor, hugging her knees, just like around the corner of the cashier desk. And I'm like, after the thing left, why didn't you get up and check if the giant in the store was alive? Girl, please. But she doesn't. She didn't. She's hiding and she just left him unconscious, which is very rude.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's a ghost. Ghosts are real. We need to leave. And the hatchet man has locked the door behind them. So Sam picks up just something on the counter and he's like, is it expensive? And she goes, what? And he's fucking full on launched out the door where it goes boing and just bounces back. And Sam's look of defeat is great. And she's like, it's shatterproof glass because people steal from comic books.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're locked in the comic book store. He calls Dean. He's like, it's in Hatchet Man. Anybody bit of it's coming to the hospital. And Dean's freaking out about this, but in a good way. He's like, Hatchet Man is coming here to the hospital where I am. I'm going to get to fight Hatchet Man. Is that what you're telling me, Sal? Is that what's happening right now? So
yeah,
he does what he always does. You know, he gives Dirk the rundown on ghosts are real, and Dirk's like, vampires real? And we get the classic line, if it's anything other than Godzilla, it's real. Stay inside the salt line. They never stay inside the salt line.
No, they don't. They don't. My thoughts about the hospital scene, I just like when Dean like motorboats with his mouth. I just think that's really cute. When they're talking something about like how somebody gets killed in one of the movies. Also,
yeah.
I've been calling David Yeager Chuck Yeager forever, and no one's corrected me. In the Monster of the Week episode, I think I've actually got it listed in the title, Chuck Yeager. So forgive me.
Yeah, I think you
do. For some reason, I kept being Chuck Yeager. I was like, why? Okay. But I like Chuck Yeager better. But Chuck Yeager he's a famous test pilot who broke the sound barrier. So obviously I got confused. And my David Yeagers became Chuck Yeagers, but I'm going to keep with Chuck Yeager in my brain for some reason. Yeah. I just thought that was I was like, oh, that's not, and he's even got David's written on his like suit, like his overall work suit. I'm like, why am I calling him Chuck? Maybe Chucky. Maybe I was thinking Chucky Halloween and that just stuck. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, Dean's very excited about having to deal with Hatchet Man. And I love that for him.
We love this for you, Dean. We love this for you.
Yes.
We stand you murdering Hatchet Man. It's great. It's great. So Dirk leaves the salt line because don't they fucking always. And there's this really great like showdown in the like dim hallways of this hospital that are empty. And Sam makes a reference earlier on. No, Dean makes a reference. Dirk mentions how like quiet and empty it is in the hospital, and you wouldn't think it would actually be that empty. And he's like, oh no, they get pretty empty. And then they're in this like very stereotypical horror scene, like the lights are out in that corridor, so it's kind of just like backlit. And like Dirk just goes, if you want to do it, you'll have to go through me. And it's the kid. I'm in love with this kid. He's the cutest little thing.
He's very brave. He's a very brave dude. Yeah.
-10 for leaving the salt ring because I feel like Dean was real fucking clear on that.
Except for it.
You know, mad respect for the effort to stand up to the ghost and be like, no. Yeah. And I do like that.
Yeah.
And Sandra has a comment. Why does Dean look so friggin' hot in that damn jacket? He doesn't. She needs an eye test. I'm sorry, baby. I hate to break it to you like this. Please go get your eyeball checked.
But anyway, he does. And I think have they done the point yet where they like intersperse the movie with the hospital and kind of like do it? Is that coming up?
That's just before, because it's interspersed with Dirk kind of running around the hospital corridors in the same way.
Yeah.
That the girl is running around the hospital corridors and like pressing the lift and just being like, oh my God, this can't be
I
happening.
love that though. I think they did like between the editing and like putting those two things together. I love the security guys and just how like they're commentating and not paying any attention to what's going on, as would happen in a regular horror movie too. So I just thought that the the reality versus the art was it was done really well the way they edited that together. It was really cute.
I like that. Yeah. It gave me big Terminator 2 vibes when Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator comes to break Sarah Connor out, and the security guys are just like just not paying attention at all until they kind of like arrive, and then they're like, oh, well. Huge fan. So after this and the the showdown in the corridor, we jump back to Sam and little Sam, baby Sam, girl Sam, Samantha. And I think that our Sam might be a little bit in love with Samantha at this point. He falls in love with her after this. So he's like, when we'd left them, he went, you have cleaning supplies. And we come back to him making a bomb in a tin Scooby-Doo lunchbox with just household cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
And she goes, how do you know how to do this? And the line is, I had a messed up childhood, which is awesome, but also real sad.
Yeah. And Sam should not be handling all those mixed ingredients together without gloves. I just have a feeling if something could possibly explode together, you probably shouldn't be just like going, "Ooh," get your gloves in the lunchbox.
Because the way that Sam realizes it's working is obviously it's just a chemical reaction. So he pours something in and it starts bubbling and fizzing, and he's like, "Yo, it's working!" And just closes the lid on the lunchbox like that's gonna do.
And like delicately handles it, but like you are touching all sorts of stuff you shouldn't be touching.
Definitely bobs it on the door.
Oh God.
We jump back to Dean and Dirk in the morgue, and it was around this time that I finally got the Sam and Samantha, Dean and Dirk connection.
Yes, me too. It took
like
me a
right
while
the way
too.
to the end. But we jump back. They've got away from David Yeager. They've run into the morgue, and just like every like cliche horror movie, he's under a sheet in the morgue. And I would like to question how that happened, because Supernatural is tangentially based in reality. It's not a fictional this is a fictional horror thing happening in what is meant to be reality, and I want to know how the statue got under that, under the sheet without them noticing.
So I don't know, but I mean, I could see why the guy would be doing it. If he's a comic book dude, I could see him putting himself in that situation and like, working.
Yeah, but how did? But if Dean and Dirk ran and went immediately to the morgue and they ran away from David Yeager, how did David Yeager beat them to the morgue and hide under a sheet?
My only thing is maybe you figure out the ghost factor. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe he zapped out somehow, somewhere. It took the actual physical form with him. Who knows? But that's what happened. That's what we're gonna go with. Somehow he's just quicker.
Yeah.
He's just quicker.
No, that makes sense.
It takes him forever to get to the elevator, but by gosh, when he needs to be quick, he's quick. Quick.
When he's got a theatrical plan in mind.
There you go.
Because it's theater, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's theater.
So he like sits up, pulls the sheet off. Oh no, he's there. Fuck. Sandra's note: bedpan fight with Yeager. It's great. It's great. And Dean utters the line, "I got this." And my note was, "You categorically do not got this, Dean. You categorically don't. Friend, no."
Oh God.
So this is where I think Sam might be a little bit in love with Samantha comment.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's directly in reference to. Oh, I think it's because she figures out
the key, ghost connection. The little Sam's a smart cookie. So Sam's like, aw, yeah. No, I totally get that. Yep.
Yeah, because he goes, ghosts are tied to a thing. He's been here, he's been at Stuart's house, and she's like, oh, the Batman keychain, and he's like, oh my God, yes. And I think he falls in love for a minute there.
Yeah.
Dirk to the rescue. They like Sam arrive at the hospital, and Dean's like being choked out. It's taken a real long time. And he's like, Dean, keys. And Dean like manages to reach back and yank the keys off the statue, and they burn the keys, which obviously burns the burns the ghost. And I think this is really cool because we don't see ghosts possess things very often. They tend to manifest as ghosts. So I think it was very cool to kind of overlay like the burning spirit.
Yeah.
And it comes out of the statue and burns up, which is, it's not something that we see very often. And I think it's really cool.
Again,
I do think it's really cool.
Who did the special effects for this episode, and why weren't they doing all the special effects for all of Supernatural? Like, I just feel like it just all worked. It's like they spent all of their effects money.
All the budget on this. Yeah. All of season 14's effects went onto this episode.
Oh God.
So then there's a Broman in the car. That's what Sandra's tagged as.
Yeah.
So they're driving back to the bunker, and Dean, acknowledges, like I needed a win, and thank you for finding this case, which I think is super cute. And then they have a conversation, which I'm actually not up to season 14. I'm still in season 7, so I had to jump ahead for this. But if you've been reading or following my Demonic Junkies series, this conversation in the car gave me real big Junkies vibes, because Sam is trying to like draw a line between Dean and what Michael did wearing Dean's face, and where we are in Junkies at the moment is Sam is also, my Junkie Sam is also trying to draw the line and make Dean see the line between Dean and what Dean did as a demon. So I was like, oh shit, maybe I should have watched this. Maybe this would have helped. And then finally we find out why Sam hates Halloween. We finally find out, and it's that in 6th grade, a girl invited him to a Halloween party and had a crush on her. So he was all nervous, and he was bobbing for apples, and when he bent over, he threw up. And he threw up all over the girl, all over everywhere.
When Sam started like talking about this story, I thought something else was going to happen to him. Like when the way he was expressing it, I was like, did he shit himself?
Yeah. That's like, which
I was like, this doesn't seem, I'm like, because that's what I thought. He's like, if his stomach was all like in a tizzy, or I'm like, did he poop his pants? I'm like, because to me, that would be actually, I mean, that would be more horrific for him. And I think he might be able to like, get out of the situation without anybody knowing right away, as opposed to getting sick the way that he got sick. But I was like, he could have done both, and he just didn't tell Dean.
Maybe. But what I loved about that is it could have been any awful event, any hunt gone bad, any ghost, it could have been anything surrounding the fucked up nature of the Winchester lives, but it was just a normal kid event.
Yeah.
They embarrassed themselves at a party in front of their peers, and as such, Halloween is ruined.
Yeah, because I think for a lot of kids too, it's nice to give them that connection. Because like that's why I hated Halloween for so long, was because I got embarrassed and scared by an adult. That I was like, I'm not going to do Halloween anymore. And it's just like, that's it. I'm just not gonna deal with it anymore. So yeah, it was nice that Sam got that. That's the reason why. It wasn't that something else horrible happened.
It wasn't something awful happened. It was a relatively normal childhood experience.
Yeah.
Dean, as Dean so often does in the car, next year we're gonna go on vacation, Toes and Sam. Next year we're gonna do Halloween, right? Matching costumes, which is cute. And then he starts listing off things, and he starts out with Batman and Robin, and I have to show this to Sandra because you will piss yourself.
Okay.
So the implication being that Dean will obviously be Batman and Sam will be Robin, and Sam is obviously much taller. So there's an old TV show in the UK called Only Fools and Horses.
Okay.
And it's sort of like an old sitcom featuring around two brothers, Derek Delboy and Rodney Trotter. No dad, mum died when they were young, whatever. And it's set in London, and they're kind of like dodgy market traders. They're always they sell shady shit, and they deal in like antiques and fakes and forgeries and stuff. And they're always on the hunt for this one antique that's going to make them a millionaire. You know, that's one of the catchphrases of the show. This time next year we'll be millionaires, and it actually happens at the end. They find something really rare and really valuable, and they make a whole bunch of money. But in one of the in one of the episodes, I can't even remember what the episode is, but they go to a fancy dress party, and they dress up Batman and Robin.
Okay.
And when I show you this image, you will understand why Dean's suggestion that they dress up
will not
Batman
work at all. Yeah.
No, it's just really funny to me. So in this image, Del Boy is Batman. He's the older brother, and Rodney is Robin. Do you see now why I found that so funny? So obviously you guys can't see this. Del Boy, not that Dean is fat, but Del Boy is significantly shorter than his younger brother, Rodney. And Del is Batman, and Rodney is Robin. And as this happens at the ending, they're going to this fancy dress party, and they come across a woman being mugged, and they're all dressed up, and they're running through the fog, which is the gif you can see, Sandra. They run through the fog and appear like real superheroes. As it freaks out the mugger, who leaves, and they get to the fancy dress party only to find out that somebody has died, and it is a wake, and everyone is in black tie.
Oh gosh,
except them, who was turned up.
Goodness.
That's that's peak British humor right there. It was a really, really good show. A family friendly comedy, but with a bit for the mum and dad, you know. And it was on TV for ages, and it's very, very famous in the UK. It has a lot of, if I said to someone like my age or older, obviously the kids don't know, but if I said to someone my age or older, oh, the Batman episode of Only Fools and Horses, they'd know what I meant, you know. The Chandelier episode, things like that, it's very, very common. But because Sam is younger and taller, I was like, oh my god, I like Del Boy and Rodney. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I think Dean would wear platform boots to make up for the because you know how Robin kind of wears always, at least in the cartoons, or they almost feel like little elf boots. Like for Robin, I think that would definitely be like Sam would be like no heels, no whatever. And I think he would be wearing platform boots to put it like at least 3 or 4 inches to at least get them like at the same height, if not I could see him again going all out to make sure it works.
Sam and Dean, yes. I think Jared and Jensen would be very much Del Boy and Rodney, and I think Jensen would just own the height difference and just be like,
but I mean, you've seen him dressed up as Batman. It would work. He would make it work. You've seen him dressed up as Batman, right?
Yeah, no, I have. I just meant if Jared and Jensen chose to do it in like a campy Halloween way.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't worry
about
that.
Jensen would own it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Jensen's don't. These suggestions are getting more and more outlandish. Bert and Ernie, no. Thelma and Louise, there's Ren and Stimpy, Rocky and Bullwinkle, which is obviously a reference to Crowley's nicknames, Moose and Squirrel. And you could tell he's going to make Sam laugh. And when Sam laughs, he's like, I've done it. And we end on Thelma and Louise, and he's like, just put it in drive, go.
But he doesn't get Sam to laugh. He just gets bitch face.
No, but like Sam kind of like smiles, like as he's throwing out more outlandish suggestions. Sam's kind of like, you can see him giving up the fight to not laugh, and then he does Thelma and Louise and just gets. So that's how we close off with Sam and Dean, and then spooky horror slasher movie ending.
Yes.
Oh, the statue's still talking. Oh no.
Yes.
Which is like campy and ridiculous. I'm a huge fan.
Just great. Yeah, it's really a good episode. It's just a lot of like nobody dies, right? Like that's it. So there's like not high stakes. Everybody's going to be okay.
Which is what Dean needed. He needed low stakes. He needed a win.
Yeah. So I liked all that, and they have their bromance, all that stuff. Just a really good episode. They don't have a lot of them towards the end, but when they do have them, they're usually pretty stellar episodes.
Yeah.
This is one of them that was really like a standout. It just grows on me more and more every time I watch it. I enjoy it more each time. It's all the things you want Supernatural to be sometimes, you know.
And like I said, I jumped ahead from season 7 to 14 to watch this. And I was like, I need to get back into this. But I don't. I have too many like writing things that I need to do. And I can't watch and write at the same time. I need to force myself to find a hands thing that I can watch Supernatural with. What are you doing? Podcast mascot says hi, everyone.
Hi, Jinxie.
Hi. Everyone says
Jinxie.
Hi. Hi.
But this was fun.
So
this was a good, like different, not really heavy. Yeah.
And
I'm going to start doing this more though. Like I need to just start watching more fun episodes out of order just to, help myself. You hated it.
I hated it. I had to jump forward like half the show. I was not happy.
I'm going to do this more though, because I need this. I need these like feel good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I fully support that. My brain just doesn't like that. It was real fun to kind of just jump ahead and know that it was a fun episode. It was going to be good. And for a show that is focused on, I mean, not so much horror in the later seasons, but spooky supernatural things, to actually find a Halloween episode and be able to talk about it was really cool. However you are spending your Halloween, these come out in the middle of the day for UK, I think come out early morning in the US. So however you're spending your Halloween, don't eat too much candy or you'll make yourself sick. Yeah. But enjoy your candy anyway.
And consider this our treat to you.
Yeah, this is our treat to you. Dress up, take your kids out. My husband and I will be, well, I might not, but he will be dressing up our little one, taking him out trick-or-treating. The eldest has already put in their request, for their costume. They want to be Scarlet Witch, but not normal Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch was all fucked up in the Doctor Strange movie. And I'm like, maybe we went through this when you asked to be zombie Doctor Strange last year and we couldn't find it. You had to be regular Doctor Strange, but all right. So I've already got costume requests from my kids. I'm going to be taking them out trick-or-treating. And, maybe we'll put on The Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's a Christmas and a Halloween movie.
Yes, my husband is preparing to
give out
candy. Currently. He's on a ladder currently, but then eventually he will probably be on a ladder for other things to decorate our yard for, trick-or-treaters. He loves doing that.
Do you guys do anything like specific for you? Like, do you have like a movie that you always watch at Halloween, like a classic horror movie?
He
or
likes to watch Nightmare Before Christmas, and he also likes to watch Repo, the Genetic Opera. So not always, but sometimes it will happen. He may ask me this year, and I'll be like, okay, sure, but nothing. I kind of would like to watch even just like the old like Peanuts, like The Great Pumpkin. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, like stuff like that. Like that's older for me, that kind of just brings me back to my time and not necessarily like, something a little more current. But
so like with so many holidays in my house, it's centered around the kids, of course. So they'll get dressed up. Like I said, it might be my husband that takes them out and I'll stay home and hand out sweets to the kids that come to our house. Then depending on when they go, we'll like order a takeout and we'll put on, the eldest usually requests The Nightmare Before Christmas. They really like that movie. And then when they've gone to bed, dependent on, like what day it is, if we have to get up the next morning, me and Hubs might watch like a more traditional horror movie, stuff like that. I've Halloween candles and stuff that I put out. We may get a pumpkin, carve a pumpkin for the kids, put in the window. They like doing that. But it's, like so many holidays, it's mostly focused around my kids than anything we do. But I love that Ted goes all out and he's like, I decorate the house. The house.
He feels like he just has to keep doing it, like always. Like I set the bar really high now. I said, yeah, you did. Now you got to
You
keep doing
did.
it. Yeah.
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 Because people will stop and say, "Oh, I love what you do every year. It's always so great." And I'm like, "Oh, you had to say something to him. Now he's gonna he's
gonna buy 400 more fucking lights." Let us know in the comments or the Q&A. What are you doing for Halloween? Do you have any, Halloween traditions? Do you have kids? Are you taking them out trick-or-treating? Do you not do trick-or-treating? Let us know. Let's communicate. Let's see what Halloween looks like in various parts of the world.
If you want to
we should
reach
wrap
out
this
to
up.
us, you can email us at idlinginttheimpala@gmail.com. You can comment on Spotify and use the Q&A section to share your thoughts. And all of our contact details are on our website, idlinginttheimpala.com. So go check it out.
Woo, website, new outro. Hi. So don't forget to like, comment, share video with your friends. That helps. Follow and subscribe wherever you access your podcasts. It helps everywhere, but likes, comments, and subscriptions really help us on YouTube with the YouTube algorithm. All hail its benevolence. In the description, as always, are the causes that we are championing. If you can help them out, that would be freaking sweet. If you need their services, that is what they are there for. Check them out. And with that, we will say thank you for joining us in the backseat, and we will see you next time. Happy Halloween, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.